we go. Should be live. You can share it if you will, if you see it on the page.
I definitely will.
Thank you. Hey, you guys, thanks for watching from home. Rarely does anybody actually watch live, and there's a reason for that, because I'm lousy at chatting with you all and with the guests. Yeah, you don't want me multitasking. Trust me, it's not my thing. But I sure appreciate your coming and watching these. Please share them. There's other people who would enjoy getting to know entertainers off stage. So I would appreciate any shares, any likes. Go to my YouTube, comedian Linda Marcus Smith, and become a bona fide member there, whatever you want to do. The show is not about me from this point forward, although I do have to say this show is for you at home, so you can get to know entertainers, kick back, relax, watch the interaction, laugh a little. Don't be offended. Nothing is meant to offend. This isn't a comedy show. This is an interview show. This is called Comic Spot. This is interview number 831. And we're having a blast getting to know entertainers. That's the whole purpose. So today, I want to mention my sponsor for these shows. It is the veteransofcomedy.com. So anytime you want to hire an entertainer who has served our country, that's now serving up jokes, go to the veteransofcomedy.com, pick out somebody, go listen to their actual footage. You don't have to go to YouTube, you can go to veteransofcomedy.com. Thank you so much for being my sponsor, Will Clifton. Now for today's show. Okay, so I have a friend, and my friend, let's call her Lisa Ann. Lisa Ann told me there's this really great guy I've got to meet. Do you know what? I hate advice, unsolicited advice. If you tell me don't jump off a bridge, I'm going to jump off the bridge, and I don't even like water. And she told me, there's this guy, you got to meet him, blah, 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 blah. And I decided, you know what? I'm 70. It's time that I listen to people. And I love Lisa Ann. Well, we're going to call her Lisa Ann. Right? Come on. Yeah. And so I opened up my heart to meet a new person. And oh my gosh, do we have a gem for you here today? Now, this person named Kavon Tyree. Names are not my thing.
You got it right, though. You got it right. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right, you want the few of the proud. So thank you for that.
I'm almost a Marine with this stuff. The few, the proud, the many.
Right, the few, the proud, the people that actually enunciate properly. Yes.
Yes. There you go. That's not easy to do with false teeth that don't fit. So I think props are due.
It's not easy to do if you're an American. So there you go. So
this guy, Kavon Tyree, over in the other square that keeps wanting to talk, I'm not letting him talk yet. He came in front of comedians for the first time ever, and he killed it. Yeah, he's not even a comic yet. Doesn't know it yet. He's a natural. What can I say? He's a singer here in Las Vegas. Not sure. There's a difference. We'll get into that. You didn't know you were getting into a TED Talk now, did you? He's a cat lover. Welcome to the stage. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the stage, Kavon, kitty cat.
Yes. Thank you for having me on the show. This is Little Mama.
What's it?
Yep. So that's her right there.
Come here,
kitty. Being a needy little cat, as usual.
Cute. So cute.
She's adorable and she's a pain and she's super smart. When I try to punish her and close her up somewhere, she finds a way out like MacGyver. It's ridiculous. So.
Who is that got out of Locks and Chains? David Blaine and.
Yes, David Blaine. He was doing that in respect to Houdini. I think he. And he actually encased himself in a clear thing for 3 days.
Something like that.
Right, he did that out in New York, and then he tied himself up, and there's always some wild, but he had an interesting thing I saw on Instagram. He said he always tries to look for things that he would do no matter what. He said, so his thing is, would I do it for no money?
Whoa.
Right. He said, if they offer me a gig to do something, would I do it for no money? And as long as he feels comfortable, he said, oh, I could do that. I could see myself doing it. Even if it was free, he'll do the gig.
That is so cool.
Right. Now, it doesn't mean, of course, he does it for free. It just means if he was opportunity presented himself to do it for free, he would. Yeah, that's very intriguing and powerful and scary.
Yeah.
Scary. Yeah.
I know a lot of working girls in Vegas that would be like, no thanks. I don't like that idea.
Like that idea. They're usually called boyfriends and husbands. So there you go.
There. Now see,
there you
outdid it. You outdid yourself there.
Maybe fiancés and side pieces. It all depends on what your lifestyle is. I don't know. Right. So
have you ever noticed fiancé rhymes all about putting a ring on it?
You know what? That is true. And you know who loved, embraced that? Gay people. So go within, I remember when that video came out, and within 2 days, I think it was BET, they had this, that can have for like the teens, early 20 people. Within 2 days of that video being out, it was a black gay man, bigger gentleman, video coming out. Wasn't the girls putting the ring on it. It was my man right there, with this, right, just being as rainbow bright, baby. I'm not mad at him. Don't get me wrong. I love him being himself. It's just intriguing when she was like, put a ring on it. It wasn't the girl saying that's right. It was her gay friend talking about, that's right, girl. Get your ring, baby. You better get one on me because I'm ready. Right, all that stuff.
You are a natural comedian.
I would say I'm a natural idiot, but but thank you. I appreciate
You're funnier than most comedians. You got better timing. You got better tags. You got it going on.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you. It's very kind.
Let's go back in time because I'm old. I don't know if you can tell. I'm white and I'm a boomer, so I'm like really kind of like in a box. I want to go back in time to when you were growing up. When did funny and music come out of you? How early?
Music was always around because music's always playing somewhere, right? My mother was into like Jackson 5, Stephanie Mills, a lot of the old school stuff like Blue Magic, Main Ingredient, a lot of the R&B soul. Wynton Marsalis, his first solo album was on tape at my mother's house in the 80s and the 70s. No, the 80s because I was always. As far as the comedy part, I always liked like cats like Robin Williams was always to me because he was super quick and super smart. I liked him. He was super interesting. I liked also, Richard Pryor, a lot of those. I always liked the comedians like Greg Ferguson when he had his talk show before. I like witted and angry. I like that. Yeah, that's the common denominator. If you were quick-witted, those are the ones like Sam Kinison, early Sam Kinison, super amazing, super funny, but he just like the bit when he was talking about where the food is, right? The way he set up that line to get to that point. And by the way, there's no food here, right? And I love that because it was just such a polar opposite thing, so much sense. So those are that's the comedy that I've always gravitated to. And I guess fashion.
So do you like sarcastic rants or just angry rants or just rants?
I like sarcastic, angry rants. So like Dennis Miller, when he had his talk show on HBO, right? He always was interesting to me. Now, granted, he was way smarter than everyone in the room, and even he knew that. But I like because he was always using a dumb person. But even I'm like, wait a minute, what's that word? What does that mean, right? But I love that he went off going those rants like him, Dennis Leary, because he had his own version of rants. I like also you commented Rodney Dangerfield, Clay, those people that had these kind of it was coming from a place of bitterness, coming from a life situation, right? And they just try to flip that on its ear, which I always thought was intriguing because I was like, I grew up with mostly a total of 10 siblings. And there was always more women than boys, more girls than boys in the house. chip on my shoulder became how girls would do things, but guys were the bad guys. You know, and I was like, wait a minute, you're doing this, 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 and this, and I'm wrong? Get the out of here. I ain't trying to hear that. You know, so, oh, hold up, wait a minute. It's like, hold up, you're going to do that, you're going to do that, you're going to do that. But when we do it, we're bad. But when you do it, it's a choice. Oh, that makes sense. Right, okay. Chivalry is not dead. You've just taken it over. Okay, that's fine.
Oh right. My God. You got the tag. See, chivalry is not dead. You're just taking it over.
Right, because it's like, you know, it's supposed to be a manly thing to do this for women, do that for women. And that's, I'm not saying I don't adhere to that in many respects, because I do. But a lot of that has been flipped on here, and it became, well, men are supposed to do this, supposed to do that. Wait a minute. Says when? I thought this was flying cars. All right, what happened? You know, my grandma, I mean, they're bras for a reason. So what's going on here? You know,
my peers, okay, I didn't have one to.
Right, she was just like, "Girl, I'm fine as is. Don't worry about me. Just go ahead. Let them go. I'm saving."
I get a box of Band-Aids once a year, and I'm good.
Whoa, okay. The Band-Aids they work, because that's getting way too personal. I'm just gonna let that ride. Okay.
Like a trailer. Kitty cat like your music.
They do. What'll happen is I have a thing on my YouTube. I'll put it doing something, you know, and just something just to make me feel better. I did it during the pandemic because, of course, I was getting depressed. Didn't know it. And I would do that. Usually, this little lady right here would jump all up on me like she's doing it right now and feel like she needs to be around. So I just figured whatever. So now she's part. So whenever I do it, if she's in there, I just keep going and let her be a part of the show.
She's a show stealer.
As all cats are. Mm-hmm.
Right. So cute.
Yeah, they say don't work with kids or pets, and I got pets, so that means I gotta give them some money. So there you go. It's all right.
How many cats do you have?
I have 2 cats. This is Little Mama, and then I have another one I call Fatty or Fatty Cat, right? Because she's a fat cat. Simple as that, right? And yeah, all she does. This one, obviously, is the more rambunctious one. She's the talker. Fatty Cat is all she does is eat, sleep, and cuddle.
Oh.
Right. When she has something to say, it's because she wants food. Or she's one of the two. So this one.
Me and my husband.
Well, you know what?
That's why he's my ex.
At least you knew what you were dealing with. Either he ate, he slept, he wants to cuddle. Hey, a lot of times they don't even want to do that. So, you know, they just say, where's the food? Where's the bed? And what are you doing here? So
at least with a
So, you know, it's cute, it's adorable, it's a need of a therapy session, in my opinion.
You say Indiana?
No. I'm not
Michael
the music
Jackson.
man. No.
You said Michael Jackson, so I went with Michael.
Right. I'm not the music man. No, I was born in New York. Right.
Oh, yeah. New York.
I was born in the Bronx in New York. He was still my stepfather. So my mother and my stepfather decided to come out to Vegas in '87. They went to see the Marv Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard fight in '85. Right? Yeah, long time ago. Wow. Way to bring us up here because this is the '80s in New York, and the '80s in New York was a murder, rape, fire, and then the news of the day. And in the summer,
I missed it.
Right. Now, in the summer in New York, it was murder, rape, fire, old person passes out from a heat stroke, and then the news of the day. So my mother was tired of that. And so she was like, we're leaving and we're going to Las Vegas. And my siblings and I have never left. And we've been here for over 35 years now.
Okay. And so what's their tie to the boxing world? That's a long ways to go for a fight. Didn't they have television in the Bronx?
Yeah, I guess they were going because they wanted to get some time away. Because, you know, they were married for a couple of years and, you know, one vacation, you know, because why not? Right. And my he had a travel agency. And so that was his gift to my mother and my stepfather. So they went off and check out
I asked that question. It has to do with me and not you.
Well, nice to know what this interview is about. Well, fine. Wait, no, I'm kidding.
My dad was a boxing promoter.
Really?
Yes, I had to ask the question. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Please forgive me for having
it's fine.
anything
It's fine.
about myself and take it
Listen,
out.
how dare you? No, that's perfectly fine. Come on.
Punks, and you don't learn much because their educational system is for shit. And you come out to Vegas where the educational system is for shit. We're still in America. Go figure. And you're
Fair
smart.
enough.
You're smart, well-spoken, well-trained, very nice in public. You know, you're the kind of person a girl could take out and be proud of. You know, what are you doing at home with cats?
I mean, based on how you describe me, I'm basically the black bald Jeffrey Dahmer. Lord, you know. I mean, yeah, you know, because he was nice and well-spoken and an attractive guy, and he ended up eating people. So, you know, hence I'll take it. Right, but
you grew up around music, and now did you know you're doing music now?
At the time, I would not have anticipated that. I would have figured I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid. For a sci-fi goofy show, movie of the week, whatever, stuff like that. That was interesting to me. And then I got into, let me see, a person when I was 18 said I could sing, didn't believe him. I was just singing out loud. I wasn't even thinking about it. And some girls, okay. So I kind of messed around with that for 2 years. Then at 17, I said, you know what, let me hire a class in my senior year of high school. And the lady was like, yeah, you actually have some talent here that's legit. So I just cultivated that. It was ensembles, choirs, stuff like that. And then after like 21, 22, I just started doing karaoke and started putting myself out there. In 2009, I finally decided to go official and make it a career.
So how much money and how much time did it listen to you? Because I know how long it takes in comedy. You know, it's forever. How about music?
Trust me, it's big for me now. So, you know, yeah. So it took, let's see, first couple of background for another artist. Then within, right after I lost that gig, which is interesting during its own right, but I won't go into that too far. It's an interesting story.
You can.
I mean, I can. All right.
I got nothing the rest of the day. Go ahead.
Well, nice to know you ain't got things to do. Good on you, honey. All right.
I'm old. We got nothing.
Right. Well, you know what? You and your, all right, so you could go ahead. All right. You and your Maclock loving selves can go and no. Now, a gentleman named Millard, right? Millard Jackson. He still plays. He's been playing for like 50 years. He's a keyboard player, very lovely man. He helped me get meeting a background singer who was singing for a gentleman named Phil Flowers. Phil Flowers is was a second generation lounge for years. He became a lounge singer in Vegas and he's traveled the world. And he ended up doing a Luther Vandross. They're both gay, but that's a whole other story. And they ended up doing that show, and it was so successful. His first show, they gave him a whole 1 year ago. He killed that show. That show was amazing. So I played with him for 6 months, and then we had a falling out due to money. And the gentleman who was part of the promotion people for Phil Flowers wanted me to be a lead singer in his band with the name of his promotion company called Eagle One Promotions. So the band was called Eagle One All Stars. So he put the band together, played that for 3 years. And that led to me playing with another gentleman who played on the Strip. And for about 4 years, it's been 4 years. No, it's been longer than that. No, yeah, about 4 years. About 4 years. Yeah.
Well, if you don't know, I don't want to hear it.
Well, I definitely don't know because it's been that long. But between that, I know I've been doing this for like, good God, yeah, because it's been 2009. And that was 2015 when I got with him. So like 15, 16. So it's been 5 years I've been working with him. So yeah, it's been a long, arduous journey. So I formed my own band. I took the Eagle One Promotions band and took that over and re-christened it. So then I just started doing a lot of different things, subbing with other people, playing in other projects. Got the opportunity to play at Purple Rain, to play Morris Day in the Purple Rain show for a few months, which was amazing. We'll call me to Mark because I love that show. Right. And it was fun. So was able to build my resume a little bit, playing on the stage that had Darnell Jones. All these are R&B guys. So if you don't know it, I won't blame your whiteness. So it's okay. All right. So, you know.
Blame it on me being Jewish.
Well, yeah, I can't blame you on that because I've been waiting for a Knish for over 30 years. You know, I still ain't found one. All right. So I need to break bread, literally. All right. And have a good time. Just don't get mad. Just don't be mad if I put spread on it, because that's what my grandmother used to do, and I miss that. Okay. So we can just do that and go, oy vey. What are you, crazy?
I know.
No.
Stay the blank out.
Stay the blank out. Stay out of it. So basically, the best way to keep it kosher is to have the money to hire someone. That's basically what you're saying. Right. So basically, everyone's that one friend in Sex to the City that's just like, right. He's like, girl,
I'm the bad.
You're the bad one, but as far as the kosher part, you're the brunette, right? You're that one.
I forget. I don't know where to go with it, but you're so funny. I could banter all day. It comes out of your mouth. It's called music. I understand. I'm trying to do a Jiminy Glick on you. How am I Jiminy Glick? Let me crawl on the couch. That's more authentic. So you sing, things come out of your mouth, sounds like music, which is way better than me. And when this thing called music comes out of you, does it have like a genre? Is it old? Do you do every kind of music? You're an entertainer, so like what are you?
All right, so all right, now silliness aside, which I will get back to, by the way. Yeah, you're not off the hook on that one. So you're not off the hook at all, little miss. But all right, so every singer, for the most part, has a foundation of a certain genre that they're from, right? So a pop singer is a pop singer, country singer, R&B, whatever. My foundation, if you see me do Sunday runs, because I'm not that type of singer, you won't have me see go, you're not going to see me do that. I don't do that. But I'm an R&B singer. So once I realized that and knew that, then I could figure out what fits in other genres. So I've done country, hip hop. So I've done gospel music. I've done all types of different stuff in music. I've done house music, dance music. I worked with a DJ that I've known for years in July. I'm doing another collaboration with a DJ team this January out in the new year. So, and then the same month, I'm doing with a collaboration with a German rapper / singer. You know,
sorry, we have to cut this meeting short.
Right. Yeah. So the answer is I'm fine. I'm straight up R&B, but I do various different stuff because you don't want to be pigeonholed into one. I don't like doing that. I think it gets boring. You know, you want to still have love for your style of music. And so if you do other stuff.
You got something going on that's happening, that's opening up in Vegas. I don't know how to explain it. I barely know how to going on.
First of all, that's a great selling point for future shows. I mean, grant you that one right there. That's a great coming. Hey, there you go. What they're coming to you to come to. What they're called. Words? There you go. They're called words. Words coming out of my mouth. You should listen. Right. I told you I was coming. There you go. All right. Anyway. Right. There you go. Dinner review show. So for those who don't know, like my lovely host here, who is, old and Anglo-Saxon, and still thinks Manilow was 35. Right. Those people. Right. So Maxwell is an R&B artist that had a big neo soul movement in the mid-late 90s into 2000s. Album. His claim to fame, as far as people who know him, is the musicians that work in Sade's act, her band, craft his music. So a lot of his music, even to this day, at least one song is written and produced, has or worked every album he's ever put out, every single one of them, even if it's just one song, every time. So that helped craft his sound my teenage years. And I felt like I wanted to do something that was different and unique and something that spoke to my generation. As much as I love and respect Motown, because I love Marvin Gaye and a lot of people from that era, that's not my generation. That's your generation, right? And I love you guys. All right. I mean, granted, you won't get your walkers out of the way when I'm trying to cross.
Get your foot out of your mouth on.
Right. See, hey, right. Right. But it's the truth.
The truth.
It's the truth. I mean, I'm not saying I don't love Motown. I'm just saying that generation is not even my mother's generation. It's my grandparents' generation.
They're dying off. Have you noticed?
as far as the shows, no, I have not. As far as the shows concerned in town, I have not. Timeless music's timeless music. That's not the point. It's beautiful music. It's about representing your demographic.
It's not Motown. So what is it that you...
In the 2000s. And celebrating the music of this gentleman who had every album he put out went platinum. And this came out, just was awarded Living Legend on the Soul Train Awards on BET, which is a channel I'm sure you know very little about.
I know what it stands for, but I mean, we're not allowed to talk about color. So.
Oh, well. Good night. Right. When we say BET, she's like, I don't bet. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. What? What are we talking about? I mean, I know we're in Vegas, but what? Right. No. So I wanted to do this just to show love for my generation and for my style of music. Both situations were underrepresented. And since I am in that 35 to 55 age demographic, I wanted something. Right. Right. You know, we've just graduated from a hoodlum to troublemaker. Right. So there you go. Right. Go ahead.
Since you're between 35 and 55, finish your thought because I took you off the track.
No, it's fine. It's fine. There you go.
My dad was a boxing promoter.
There you go. Right. Good. But no.
So,
go ahead.
So this whole genre of music is NEIL or NEO?
No Caucasoid. That doesn't work that way. No. All right. Neo. Neo.
This up today.
They go ahead. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
Do they let us whiteys look at it?
Of course they will. They won't just go, Right. It won't just like, if you go on Google and you look up Neo Soul, your phone will start activating like on Black Twitter talking about white people invading our stuff. Culturalization, cultural appropriation. Get out of here. Lost us. That's not going to happen. Right. Dave Chappelle's not going to be like, get out of here, bitch. And it's not going to happen. Right. That won't occur. You'll be okay.
Can you hum a couple bars of something that's neo soul for me and us?
Yeah, sure I can. Let me see. You know what? A good example of that would be the song I did over there at the spot.
That's so amazing. At the Ochatai restaurant.
Ochatai restaurant where we met and we talked and that was cool. So this is a song from 1993. This is my high school years. This is from an R&B group called Shy, right? This is definitely neo soul. You could call it more pop for that era, but it's definitely neo soul. And all the people in that age range will remember the song. It's simple. It goes like this. Ooh, la da do, da do. Ooh, la da do, da do. Ooh, la da do, da do. Ooh, la da do. The very first time that I saw your brown eye, and I said, I knew then and there you were the one. But I was my satisfaction. Baby, you were more than just a face. And if I ever fall in love again, I will be sure the lady is a friend. So true. I will be sure that the lady's just like you.
Wow. So how thination in the walls?
Not that thick. So I'm sure my neighbor heard all of that. You didn't knock.
Beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you. You got the entire bar. They were ignoring every comic the whole night long. First time on stage doing comedy. And when you went into your music, everybody started swinging to your music. They were just like feeling it, having it. Did you notice that switch?
You know what? I was so enamored in just making sure that whatever I was doing from the comedic standpoint was an absolute ass. Embarrass myself too much from this perspective, so I didn't even think about that. I was just like, when people switched, embarrass myself up to the last minute. That's all I know. That's
all. Fabulous. I really think that you have a music, but in comedy.
Thank you. Thank you. You're very kind. I greatly appreciate that.
Now you call yourself an entertainer. Now
well,
I have to have that explained to my old happy arse. When you say you're an entertainer, just have music come out of you.
That's correct. You're right.
So explain that to somebody.
Even your parents had the Frank Sinatras and the Sammy Davis Juniors, and you've seen singers become entertainers. Wayne Newton's a great example of that. Entertainer in Vegas and became a big show entertainer after he lost his voice, but that's a whole other issue, right? So, but of an entertainer. So that means you have to do multiple things. So for myself, I've always liked high energy shows when I do my lounge shows. So a lot of dancing, a lot of bouncing around, a lot of interacting with the audience. I like doing that, being quick-witted and saying something ridiculous that can potentially get us kicked out, that would be interesting and fun. So that makes me be able to be an MC or a host or in the Canadian, which I don't see how that works, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take the money if they're paying me, because cats like litter and food. And my girlfriend likes a man who actually makes money versus talking shit, because she's not trying to hear that.
What?
That's a great question, because I think my goal in life now is to not be completely broke before. That would be a nice idea. But just a thought. I didn't think about that till like 39, 40, but hey, late bloomers, right? Story of my life. What I like to do is I want to travel. I want to actually expand, and hence what I'm trying to do with it, because I want to be the forerunner of my generation to do something different for other people of my peers, and hopefully make something go of that and be a multifaceted. I've always said I wanted to have original music out there, have that out there, and still able to come back to Vegas and be able to do the shows that I would like to do here and have them not be in conflict with each other. I always thought that would be a great thought process, because there's a lot of people that come from Vegas, but not a lot of people give back. The people that we have seen do it are like the Killers or Imagine Dragons and stuff. And that's great. That's great. Neo, to an example, he spent time here. He's not really from Vegas like that. I've lived here for most of my life, so I'm about as Vegas as it gets. So this hairdo with this and an old Mercedes, and I'll basically be like Mr. Vegas right there. So that's what I like to kind of do, that just to kind of give the town the love and respect that it deserves. Doesn't mean I'll blow up and be on every billboard, but enough to show that and people respect what I do, and I respect the town I grew up in.
Okay, with that in mind, I like to ask, so okay, you wind up not hitting your goal, not having a ton of money. How are you going to make the world better? You become a mega millionaire. How are you going to make the world better?
Well, the second part is easier because you got money. I have some ideas. I'm not going to talk about them, but I have some ideas that are passionate to me that I would like to do. Status, and then we could talk about, what country I'm going to buy. Let me just do that. Then I'll figure out, okay, this little island, I can send it or GDP if I invest in that. So I could do that. That's okay. But until then,
how about if you take and annex Portland, Oregon out of the country, please?
Well, I don't know if I take Portland, Oregon out. All right, I'll probably give Texas back to Mexico, because most of them are there anyway. So who cares, right? So
they don't want to be part of
it. And you know what we should do? Make Texas, New Mexico, and the bottom half of California have it be a dual country situation where half of it's owned by America, half of it's owned by Mexico. That's not a bad idea. I'm sure Border Patrol will be like, thanks for making our life worse. Thanks. I'm sure the Border Patrol would love it. Well, why would I do that? I mean, come on, the government, if you want the best job in the world, work for the government, because they never take anything away. But hey, this is not a political show, so we're not doing that. But anyway, for the first half,
it's my show. It can be.
I'm kidding.
We're just going off the rails talking.
What I would do I had the situation where I had to do therapy for a long time, right? And so I did that off and on for 10 years with various therapists, because I'm hard-headed, and that doesn't fit for me. The things that help me do like self-destructive things versus things that don't, but I have a better understanding of that, which you should have at this stage of my life. So, That is something that I do to make, but it's something that makes me better for the people that are close to me that I care about. And that's super important. So she's 20. No, excuse me. My daughter just turned 21 today.
So you have one child?
Yes, I do. No one has knocked on my door as of yet. So thank God, thank goodness for that. You know.
What city does she live in? Better yet.
Well, I don't know. You just met me. How did that work? I don't know. No,
I had you confused.
That's exactly how that goes, right? So, right. You know what? I know where I'm doing with my multi-million dollars neurological therapy, and I'm getting you on the first on the list, girl. First on the list. All right.
Gonna need it. I'm telling you. I get more things confused, especially lately.
Well, it is what it is. Also, and she's she's 21, so she's finding her way. She's got a job. She's got a boyfriend. They live together. She's living her life. So she likes her singing style. Reminds me of like standards and those old like Layla Hathaway and those kind of singers. Those kind of old torch songs. Her style of singing is that. But she was listening to K-pop to go see you. So but. I don't know. I mean, every era has their own thing, and her era is way more divided than mine's or yours were, or my parents was for that matter. They have so many different genres of stuff that they like, and they have vicious. But I'm beginning. I do because I think I like everything, but I know what I lean towards. So maybe they're the first generation that actually likes a little bit of everything.
Wow, that would be interesting to find out if it's true.
It would. I mean, but neither one of us is 20, so. No. We're definitely not that in this day and age. So
tell people what you're going to be doing. Explain it. So, I can read a flyer and not know what I'm reading.
Well, you know what? I'm not, that's too easy. I'm not doing it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. But thank you for that. All the same. Right. So the Maxwell Show, we talked 8th. Doing this at 8 p.m. So the doors will open at 8 and the show will be at 9. It's a dinner show, meaning where is a plated show. We have stuffed grilled chicken. We're going to have short ribs. We're going to have grilled shrimp. And we're going to have coming with the ticket. That is part of the ticket price. On top of that, we're going to have a host, Valerie Thrower, who was a established her or not, but she's cool with Eddie Griffin and people in his circle. So, and she is definitely in that world of your world of comedy show and giving a little BS to the people and having a good time. And we'll have the music of Maxim. We're doing all this at a brand new 2650 South Decatur Boulevard on the corner of Sahara and Decatur. If you need me to say that slower.
Just where it is, southwest of town.
There you go. There you go. See, at least you got the area. You got the vicinity down. Go ahead and go to that. I will give you the link for that to put it on there. So there you go. So you can go ahead and go. Or if you get it at the door, it's an extra $5. Now, this is I implore everyone. I put their hands up like this, like Ming the Merciless. Oh, you all to come to the show, right? And right, I implore you all, right?
You look like
Daddy Warbucks. Okay. From Annie, right? Daddy Warbucks from Annie? Right? I implore you all. I'm bald like him, that's for sure. Maybe they should call me versus Harry Connick Jr. That would have been great. I would have loved that gig. That would be great. Yeah.
So you implore...
My thing is about expanding the horizons of people. Because I've done lounges for so long here in town, like a lot of the same top 40 music. Doesn't mean I don't love it. It just means it just gets boring. It gets dull. Like this is how we do it, Montel Jordan. Great, same thing. They love Let's Get Down Tonight, right? Casey and the Sunshine Band. Good Times. All great songs. Excuse me. But how long can you do that? Because there's more music beyond those songs. There's more music Bruno Mars, even though Bruno Mars is amazing. And obviously I love him like everyone else loves him. But there's more music in our era than Bruno Mars. Well, I like to show people different aspects of music that is not that they think about. So why not do something that's passionate for me? And on top of that, just to speak for R&B music in this town, because it's very much unrepresented. You have a lot of country, because you're at a far going, everyone comes to town, you want something everyone likes. That's great also. But I'm like, I'm tired of the rock. I'm tired of it. Everyone wants to look, I want a rock show. Why? Why? To make your ears bleed? Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Why?
Totally.
You know,
Totally.
I'm not against Van Halen, Guns N' Roses, a lot of those acts. I love a lot of those acts. They're great music, great songs. I'm not saying it's trash. I'm just saying that it's oversaturated in this town. And you need something to balance that. And you need something to balance that actually is comparable to the audience that Vegas covets. Las Vegas covets the retirees and people in my, because I'm 46 now, so I'm heading in that. So people that are 50, 55, 60 is 5, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Vegas needs who they're catering to. So as far as Vegas is concerned, if you want to keep your stuff somewhat relevant, you can't keep caters. You have to cater to the new people that are going to fit the demographic that you want. And that demographic is my age demographic. Move forward and move up. Because in 20 years from now, they're going to have to do it again. And they'll make sense to it.
That's like what the Royal.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
I
don't know where that fits. Where did that fit? Sure. I'll just. I mean, they did in a way, you know, because they did. Because, you know, what was it? Harry and Carrie and his dad. Before that, his father with Diana, they had to deal with that, right? And all that fun stuff. And now she's just, I'm old, I got money, who cares? You know?
So you're going to send me a link and I'm going to post it and try to see if we can get more people to come to your
would love
dinner show.
Anyone that loves those kind of food, which is amazing food, by the way, or just simply put, who wants to support local music, support something that's off the norm for us locals, doing something not on the strip, not something that you would usually hear, something that's unique, different, and harkens to, if not your generation, the music, then this is the show for you. So we want to do something that's going to be regal and upstanding and something different that could hold you. Come to the show, right? I will get you, Flash. I will get you.
Well, that we have not covered.
Let me see. Oh, here we go. This is Fatty. This is the fat cat.
Fatty.
Yeah.
Hi, Fatty. Fatty.
Cat. Are you allergic to cats?
Yeah, I tried having a cat and I just got allergic. I can't get the shots. I'm allergic to shots.
Well, you know what? A lot of people have that issue. So there you go. There you go. That's that shot. And I was not allergic, but I could have been after they told me what the side effects were. And I was like, wait a minute. You could have waited for me you could have said something to me. I guess what I'll say is, I was talking this with my mom and her husband. I was like, to do things you've never done before, to get to where you want to be, you got to do things you've never done before, right? This is the first thing for me. I've never done this kind of very, very nervous. I have no problem being honest about that. I am nervous to death. If I was losing my hair or lost it 20 years ago, I'd be losing it today. I'm scared. However, I'm more afraid. I sound like Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder now. I'm more afraid of not doing it than I'm afraid of failing.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And Tom Cruise said that. Give love to the writer who made him. But it's true. It's very true. And for us to be more than what we want to be, we got to do more than what's in our comfort zone. So this is my personal stab at that, and hopefully people feel what I'm on and want to vibe with me because right, that kind of thing. So yeah, just take chances. Don't be afraid. Yeah, you could fail, but what if don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of success. Just go for it and figure it out. You know?
How come are you so positive and so clear-minded?
You know what? That comes from making bad life choices. That's what happens with that, all right? And I've made a few that were very detrimental, not just for my time, friends with other people, or, and you reflect on that and you finally say, you know what in the world am I wasting my time for? Why am I afraid to live my life on my own terms? Why am I afraid to just do what I want to do? In the corner, you're going to be 60 and you're going to have all these thoughts about your life and your regrets and everything else. And what are you going to do? Just be a bitter old person? I'm not with that, So granted, therapy has helped. It's helped turn a lot of that stuff and make peace with a lot of those things. But those life choices were the catalyst and the people that helped me, because I worked with a lot of musicians that were really good, like 10, 20, 30 years, very intriguing stuff. I'll give you the thing. I worked at a choir for 3 years and they were a choir for a prison. And I ended up singing with this choir. And I worked with 2 different choirs at this situation. And it was one of the most touching things I've ever done to touch people who have been imprisoned for variety, and you make them feel like people. You make them feel not like criminals, not like stains of society. You make them feel greatest blessings I ever gotten to help heal me in some respects. And the musicians did, because they made me believe that I do this for a living, that I can actually make this go with these musicians that were very good. No one knows who they are besides their family and friends. So talented, and they helped me learn how to write music and helped me get a better understanding of the music business and help craft what I do as a singer. And it made me believe that, you know what, there's nothing waiting for me. There's nothing holding me back but myself. And they were a part of that. And therapy was a part of that. And making my own decisions in this business helped me become a part of that. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you have to be a problem solver, not a problem creator. So every time I have an issue, it makes you a positive thinker, because you have to think it can work. You have to think there's a way to make it possible.
Say that again. You look for a solution or in lieu of the solution?
Okay, so I'm trying to say I find a solution, or I find something that helps me solution. So we're on the road of getting there. So we may not have the answer now, but we have the ingredients that can hopefully get us to the point of getting the answer. As long as I have either one of those ingredients, rather the answer to the question, to help me get to the answer to the question, I feel like that we're making set headway where we need to be.
You nuts in life?
Everything. Everything. All right, the sky's blue. God dang it! Crazy is circular arguments, right? And yet I'm in a relationship. Go figure, right? There you go. Circular arguments. People that have they create more problems than solutions. That I don't like. That's annoying to me, because it's like, right, what are you here for? Right. And I don't like people that don't have an open mind. That is annoying. That is very annoying. Now, the difference between having a point of view, you could have a certain point of view and be open to things based on your understanding. Right? Both of them have their positives and negatives. So in certain cases, I lean this way. In other cases, I lean this way. But I try to keep an open mind with both, even when one side or the other does something that I think is ridiculous, which gets frustrating at times, but yeah.
So yeah. I have an open mind against becoming a cougar.
Well, you know what? You got a problem with that. There's and the little problem with that is called your chronological clock, okay? Right. So rather you want to become a cougar or not, you're there, baby. Okay. I'm not going to BS you. You're in the cave just hanging out, but you're there. Okay. You might not be a cougar on the prowl, but I'm just telling you, if Siegfried and Roy was alive and he'd be 95, you'd be right there at the show, girl, jumping through hoops. You're a cougar. It's done. All right. It's done. All right. You can't do nothing about it. All you're going to do is become a more seasoned cougar and be able to do this with them like ram. You're going to be like ram. Right. There you go.
Now I have a lot of fun hearing the young comics into thinking I'm interested in them.
Oh, wow.
One of you wants me. Come on. I know one of you does, if not more. Which one is it?
It would be more interesting if you did that to like the hottest, youngest girl who was a comedian and just gave her like one of those little tickles on her neck or on her cheek and be like, ever seen like Eartha Kitt in a Boomerang, and just say her name, like say it like that, to be like my like that, whatever that chick is, and just watch her face just curdle. It'll be hilarious. Watch her face just shudder, like
Eartha Kitt in what?
In Boomerang.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Another show that was in the 90s, like 92, I'll say. So that movie is almost 30 years old. Oh my God. Dear Lord.
Where does time go?
Where does the time go? My God.
People are going to come to your show.
Yes.
And then how often do you continue to have shows?
That is why this is the show that we need you. This is where we need the people. People always complain about all right, so I'm gonna use this job because there's something called the pandemic that happens, right? Right. So I was a full-time musician, and then obviously the pandemic happened. You may have heard about it on the news. And I had to get a real job, otherwise I would have been homeless on the street. My girl would have left me like a very furry, froey George Jefferson, which is not good, right? So at this job, it's a call center, and they work with governments and fed governments and health stuff. I won't say what they work on because I'm not legally. They're asking people to give them information so they can help them with what they need, right? Tell us. You know what they say? Screw you. Get out of my business. Get the feds out of my business. Yet everyone took the money. The feds, even the rich people took it. All right. Everyone took the money. Everyone took the help and the benefits. So the issue is not that you don't want the money. You just don't want people. You have the perception of you don't need the help. You don't know when you need the help until you need the help. So why be upset when they ask? They're actually saying they want to help you. So let them help you. In this instance, I am not afraid to say, I need the people's help. I need you to show you love this type of music. I need you to show that you're bored with what's not represent me. I want something that does represent me. You need to show these other dinner shows that they're lovely and they're great, but they don't represent what I like, or they're too expensive. And we can do that in a more feasible way. The only way this works is if you show that this is viable for you. Now, obviously, if you're a country and a rock guy, this may not be for you, right? If you're like this lady over here and you're still waiting for the, I don't know, whatever white act that was out there, when people had hard tops and wore suits, that was casual wear in the 60s, I don't know, 70s. Some of this may not be for you. And I get that. But I implore anyone that is interested in this, that likes that style of music, something different and unique, that's something that is not on the Strip, that is not anywhere in Vegas. This is the show for you, and we need your help. The only way that this works with your hard-earned dollars, that this is a viable situation. So we implore you all, seriously, please come to the show. It's on purplepass.com. Again, the prices are $65, extra $5 at the door. And we have the link com/Urban Hang Suite, all mushed together like one word. And it's just, no.
Or Jews.
No. If that's
cheap,
the case.
Cheap Jews.
No.
Kidding.
No, I got you and me, girl. You're playing retail. I'm gonna beat you up twice. Twice. You're getting retail, honey. You know what the one word all Jews hate? Retail. They hate it. Just like I want what the buyers paid for it. It's like, get out of here. No. Get out of here with that. No, shrimp and calm the hell down. Calm yourself. You better pay for this shrimp.
Well, I'm going to head out of here. You're amazing. I don't know why the news channels don't have you on promoting it.
Oh, it's simple because I don't have the money. Right. They didn't want wholesale either.
Wow.
They didn't want wholesale. You better pay for these. You better pay for these ads, fool.
That's
but
ridiculous.
No, look, this is a brand new situation. I am sponsoring this myself, me and the person who owns the event, Kev Love, and the person, the promoter. Shout out to VIP Entertainment, by the way, and Ray Stewart. He is the promoter for this show. So we are all doing this on our own. We are not doing any help when we figured this up all by ourselves. So this is something that is homegrown from the best, strongest way possible. So
and
we're not doing any help.
Comedian, is her last name is Thrower. What's her first name?
Valerie to be the host of the show. So, and she's a lovely lady. Ray Stewart put me onto her. Great woman, great, super cool lady. Of course, she's going to kill him because that's what she does. And I'm looking forward to working with her. It's going to be such a great, fun situation. You don't show up, so we implore you. Right.
And how many Jews are on the lineup? I just have to ask.
Including this one, I'm not sure. Like, hey, what are you serious? You understand? No. Oh, so I don't know. Okay.
Oh, how about a Russian?
But I will say this, right. How many of us here is still related to folks still milking the Holocaust?
My parents.
Right. See, my grandmother was Black, her parents were black, so she was half Jewish, like my mother, a fourth Jew, so of course 1/8. So yeah, so
you know that you're more Jewish than I am.
Well, you know, I'm for us trying to make a deal. Absolutely, girl. I'm trying to get this money.
If I'm free that night, I'll be coming, and please send me the link.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I both knew how to do like the digital stuff where they can just appear on our hands, like, and then it just shows up right there on the screen. We can just make it go.
Already, and I probably already have the link, huh?
The link is on there, and there is a QR code on said post. So that post, that QR code, it'll take you straight to the link, and you can go ahead and get you a ticket or two, because Maxwell is romantic music. So for those who like side pieces, right? You know.
Is that like a gun on the nightstand?
No, this is not the side piece. We're not talking about about that. We're talking about the extra person on the side, right? Yeah. So in the 60s and 70s, that would just be the secretary at the job, right? You know, all those Mad Men episodes.
We could go all day just bantering. Thank you so much, Kevon Tyree. See, I didn't mess it up.
You did not. Thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate it. You're
We're on social media. We're on social media. Do you want stalkers?
If you tell my girlfriend, I got a few already. That's why she's mad at me. So, you know, I was like, baby, it's not my fault. I mean, I tell her, if I don't leave me alone. All right. I got to have one semi-cute girl looking at me like, hey. And of course, she'll say, who do you think semi-cute? Yes, come. I am on Instagram, IG Kevon Tyree, just how it's spelled, music. You can also be on Facebook, same spelling. And Twitter, same thing. You know, I'm an entertainer.